Boys and girls, welcome to Midvale Speedway. On behalf of the race director, Jason Anthony, chief starter Terry Coletti, and assistant Jason Neely, scorers Gary Smith and Debbie Leglise, driver mediator Rob Scott, the lineup guy Jimmy Reel, tech officials Dave Hoopengartner and Justin Renneker, spotters Bill Ditto and Bob Neely, track prep and maintenance Ron Courtney, the tire and fuel guy Bob Dematio, Craig Bischler and John Chapman of Mid-Vid Racing Videos, track photographer Dan Bailey, assistant announcer Matthew Helms, and track owners and promoters Randy and Sue Smith. I'm your announcer Chris Kale, and welcome to the two-day Budweiser Fall Classic 2016 at Thunder in the Valley. We are blessed to live in the greatest country on earth. Would you please honor our nation? If you are able to stand, please do so. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for tonight's invocation and the playing of our national anthem. Lord, we thank you for bringing us all together here at Midvale Speedway this weekend to enjoy a good day of fellowship, or good 2 days of fellowship here at Midvale Speedway, and allow us to watch some great racing on the racetrack. We ask that you please continue to give us clear and good skies, maybe a little bit warmer weather tomorrow. We ask that you please watch over our drivers, their teams, crews, our track officials, our track crews, and of course our wonderful fans. We ask this in your son's name. Amen. Towing flight test, 4-lap late model helmet dash. We are green. Ryan Tedesco will power around the outside and take over the lead into turn number 3. Here comes Alex Rosenberry. A little bit of contact in turn number 4 between Nate and Rosenberry. In that second spot, Rosenberry will take it over. Tedesco out in front. First night out in 2016 for flying Ryan Tedesco. Rosenberry runs second, halfway home, 2 in, 2 to go. Mate runs in the third spot. Bubba Smith, your 2016 late model champion here at Midvale Speedway, looking to take over the third spot. A white flag for Ryan Tedesco. Bubba Smith to the inside of Doug Mate in turn number 1, looking for that third spot. Rosenberry trying to run down Tedesco in turn number 3. Off turn number 4, your late model dash to Ryan Tedesco. Alex Rosenberry finishes second, Bubba Smith in third, and Doug Mate in fourth. Racing Lee's famous recipe, Van Meter Auto Repair CC Performance sponsored machine, flying Ryan Tedesco. In the Motomom Design, sponsored number 30. And your fastest qualifier from Painesville, Ohio, in the number 63, in the LMI Construction sponsored machine, is Hunter Combs. 4-lap helmet dash for the street stocks.
How about that? Not a Mid-Vid car?
Dennis Wood, Mark Lucius, Don Harvey Jr., and Hunter Combs. Green flag in the air. Dennis Wood gets a good run down into turn number 1 on the inside. Here comes Lucius battling back on the outside. Here comes the 112 of Lucius. Into turn number 3. Wood battles back side by side for the race lead. Off turn number 4, lap number 1, going to go to Lucius on the outside. Harvey will take over that third spot and drop Hunter Combs back into 4th. Lucius trying to clear the 22 of Wood into turn number 3. Halfway home, the 112 of Lucius. Still your race leader, Wood, battling hard on the inside, going to give it up. Here comes Harvey. Harvey to the inside of the 22 of Wood for second. White flag for Mark Lucius. Don Harvey Jr. up to the second spot. Dennis Wood back to third. Hunter Combs, 4th. Off turn number 4, your helmet dash in the street stocks to Mark Lucius. In the Baker Performance, Ritzman Muffler. An American Thunder sponsored number 112 from Barberton, Ohio. Put your hands together for Mark Lucius. Again, you can pick up those Mid-Vid racing videos. Come up and see Craig Mishler, John Chapman, just to the turn 4 side of the main scoring tower. Craig standing down here on the patio in front of the main scoring tower. If you want to order your DVDs, only $15 for the 2-day show, and that will be shipped to your door. Moving into the mini truck helmet dash, starting on the pole in the number 4 is Tim Scott from Dover, Ohio. Cinevapes Premium E-Liquid, Dover Drywall, Russmore & Sons Concrete. The sponsors on the 82 of Leinert were green. 4-lap helmet dash in the mini trucks. Tim Scott on the bottom, Colt Locker on the outside. 2x2 into turn number 3. Scott slipping a little bit on the inside, gonna allow Locker to take over the race lead. Now here comes Schweitzer. Schweitzer to the inside of Scott for the second position. Leinert will move up to third now. Into turn number 3. Colt Locker, your 2016 champion in this division at Midvale Speedway, is your race leader at the halfway point. Schweitzer won a couple of features this year in that 84. Joe Leinert won a bunch of features in that number 82. White flag for Colt Locker as Joe Leinert goes to the outside of Schweitzer for the second spot. Tim Scott still out there in that number 4. And coming to the checkered flag, your winner, the 118 of Colt Locker. Finishing second, the 84 of Rich Schweitzer. The Linden Tree and G&M Electric sponsored number 118, Colt Locker. As we are green. Van Meter going to have the advantage going into turn number 1 on the outside. Schreffler battles back on the bottom. Here comes Rector. Van Meter will take over the race lead through 3 and 4. Lap number 1 complete. Rector going to move up to the second spot. Schreffler back to third. Jayberg fourth. Kyle Rector in the 22 all over the 27 of Van Meter. For the race lead coming to halfway. 2 in, 2 to go for Van Meter. Here comes Rector to the inside. Is he there? Not quite. Van Meter going to close the door. A little bit of contact. Van Meter slips up way up the racetrack. White flag in the air. Van Meter still your race leader. Rector now has the bottom lane through turns 1 and 2. Little bump and run from Rector. Into turn number 3. Rector with the advantage. A little bit loose off of turn number 4, but going to pick up the win. Kyle Rector in the 22. Britt Van Meter finishes second. Their helmet dash winner in the compact division. Won a feature here already this season. From Dover, Ohio, put your hands together for Kyle Rector. And then the 2 of McCreary who elected to start tail. So Adams on the pole, Embry on the outside. They will determine the inside line for the feature tomorrow. Green flag in the air. Embry and Adams into turn number 1. Adams on the bottom, Embry on the top side. Adams going to have the advantage by a little bit into turn number 3. Justin Courtney tries to battle back in that third spot on the bottom with Bob Sibler Jr. to his high side. 2x2x2, front 3 rows side by side up front. Adams starting to scoot away just a little bit from Embry now. And does clear him. Here comes Justin Courtney for the second spot. Justin Courtney to the inside of Embry will pick up that second spot. Jesse Adams, your race leader. Justin Courtney in second. Embry trying to battle back with Preston Walker. Many feature wins here for the driver of the number 54 tonight. Ten-lap heat race number 1. Jesse Adams, your leader. Justin Courtney in second. Running third is the 0 of Nathan Embry. Now here comes the 54 of Walker. Preston Walker in that number 54, the Jim Blagg 54, moves up to the third spot, moving Embry back to fourth. Bob Sibler Jr. battles with Lee McCreary for the fifth spot. Doug Meyer kind of mired back in the field, if you will, and the 99 of Jason Gruhl as well. 6 laps in, 4 to go. Adams, your race leader. Jesse Adams, Justin Courtney, Preston Walker, Nathan Embry, and now Doug Meyer in the 31 to the outside of Lee McCreary. Meyer will move up to the 5th spot. Sibler will go to the outside of McCreary now. Gonna see Chief Starter Terry Coletti's white flag off of turn number 4. Jesse Adams, your race leader. Justin Courtney in second. Preston Walker third. Walker looks to the outside of Courtney. Your winner off of turn number 4 will be Jesse Adams. Nathan Embry fourth. Doug Meyer fifth. But your winner, he'll start on the pole tomorrow. First time out this season from Akron, Ohio in the Adams Performance Graphics Gloss Doctor, sponsor number 1. Put your hands together for the outlaw, Jesse Adams. Swaney and McClintock, row 3, Elkins, and the fastest qualifier, Phillips, in row number 4. So Bailey with the advantage on the inside, going to pull away down the back straightaway. Here comes Dobbins to the inside of Martyr. For the second spot, problems for the 51 of Elkins. At the back of the field, Dobbins up to the second spot. Bailey will lead lap number 1. Here comes Swaney for the third spot. Alongside Martyr, he's going to bring the 38 of McClintock with him. So Swaney up to third, McClintock to fourth, Martyr fifth. And Phillips now looking to the inside of Martyr for the 5th spot. Here comes Swaney. Braden Swaney with a strong move to the inside of Dobbins. Your open modified feature winner getting passed by Braden Swaney. Brandon Bailey, the Rooster, your race leader. Braden Swaney up to second. Dave Dobbins third. Kevin McClintock fourth. Craig Phillips fifth. Sean Martyr 6th, Rodney Saunders 7th, Rick Elkins Jr. in 8th. Now Saunders to the inside of Martyr, and Elkins as well, going to drop Martyr to the 8th spot. Halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go for Brandon Bailey. Brandon Bailey, your leader. Swaney starting to close in. Dobbins slipping back now into the clutches of McClintock. And Phillips, your top 5. Brandon Bailey off of turn number 4, going to pick up heat race number 2 win, Brandon Bailey. Braden Swaney will finish second, Dave Dobbins third, Kevin McClintock fourth, Craig Phillips in 5th. So Brandon Bailey with the heat race number 2 win. Jesse Adams will start on the pole. Brandon Bailey will start alongside in the 40-lap 2000 to win feature tomorrow. Again, your winner from Leesville, Ohio in the Scio Car Wash, Heron Moore, Vaughn's Pub and Grill, Dover Hydraulic, sponsor number 55. Put your hands together for the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. flag is in the air. Ripley blasts out to the race lead on the outside. Eugene Kopp Jr. to second, the 92 of Mike Hudson. Now to the outside of Kopp for the second spot. Lap number 1 to the 0 of Lucas Ripley. Kopp runs in the second spot, Hudson in third. Bill Shimko now to the inside of Hudson. Shimko going to move up to the third spot. And Jim Coffey in the 39 out there behind the 92 of Hudson. So Lucas Ripley, your race leader. Pretty good battle behind him between Eugene Kopp Jr. and the 33 of Shimko. Also the 92 of Mike Hudson and the 39 of Coffey. Shimko again to the outside of Eugene Kopp Jr. for the second spot. White flag for Lucas Ripley. Off turn number 4, your winner of heat race number 3 going to be Lucas Ripley. All eyes on that second spot. Shimko running much, much better in that number 33. Off turn number 4, Bill Shimko will finish second. The 41 of Eugene Kopp Jr. will finish third. Then the 92 of Mike Hudson and the 39 of Jim Coffey. Your winner, heat race number 3 in the Brindley Trucking Denim Oil Field Service Canal House, sponsored number 0 from Yorksville, Ohio. Put your hands together for Lucas Ripley. And the 2 of Alex Rosenberry, your fastest qualifier. 8-lap heat race number 1 is green. Brian Smith with a good run on the outside, going to take over the race lead off of turn number 2. Jesse Page doing a nice job trying to battle back on the inside. Brian Smith holding the high side. Page trying to move in on the bottom. Brian Smith will lead lap number 1. Jesse Page battling back in the 0-2 for the race lead. Brian Smith going to lead that lap by about a half a car length. Jesse Page doing a nice job on the bottom. Page starting to slip back now as Brian Smith clears the 0-2 in the race lead. Here comes Tedesco up into the second spot as he gets around Page. Move Ryan Tedesco to second. Now here comes Rosenberry. Alex Rosenberry to the outside of Jesse Page for third. Doug Mate running in the 5th spot. Bubba Smith in 6th. 40-lap late model feature coming up tomorrow. Should be a great show. Brian Smith, Ryan Tedesco, your front 2 in heat race number 1. Bubba Smith now to the outside of Jesse Page for the 4th spot. As Tedesco moves in on the 1 of Brian Smith. Tedesco gets loose, a little bit of a push off turn number 4. Almost gets into the fence, had to check up a little bit, allows Brian Smith to check out just a little bit. White flag for Brian Smith. Ryan Tedesco, Alex Rosenberry, Bubba Smith, and Doug Mate, and Jesse Page. Final time into turn number 3. And off turn number 4, your winner is Brian Smith. The 701 of Ryan Tedesco finishes second. Alex Rosenberry in third. Your Your winner from Canton, Ohio in the Canton Auto Salvage, Freedom Auto Finance, Canton Auto Sales, Finish Line Design, sponsor number 1. Put your hands together for Bryant Smith. Getting ready to come to Chief Starter Terry Coletti's green flag off of turn number 4. Hoopengarner and Riddle, green flag is in the air. And Gary Hoopengarner, just a little too much magic on those shoes, especially the right foot. A little bit early for Hoopengarner. Here comes Hoopengarner and Riddle. And Riddle spins in turn number 4. And we'll have a caution on the speedway. So trying it again off of turn number 4. Riddle on the high side, Hoopengarner on the bottom. Green flag in the air. Hoopengarner going to have the advantage into turn number 1. Riddle trying to battle back in the 0. The 112 of Dunphy right there in the 3rd spot. Riddle sliding up high just a little bit. Hoopengarner with the advantage by a little bit on the bottom. Hoopengarner is going to lead by a foot at the line. Riddle going to slide back in that outside lane, but power around the outside down the straightaway into turn number 3. Hoopengarner getting through the corners better. Riddle a little more power on the straightaways. Riddle going to lead that lap in the 0. George Riddle on the high side, Hoopengarner on the bottom, Dunphy right there in the 3rd spot. Larry Baker runs 4th, Jay Burke in 5th. Good battle up front, side by side, Hoopengarner and Riddle. Gary Hoopengarner with the advantage down the back straightaway, has the 0 cleared. Riddle going to stay out there. Hoopengarner slides up just a little bit off the bottom. Full car length lead for the 45 now. Riddle, here he comes in the outside lane once again. Side by side into turn number 3. Hoopengarner and Riddle side by side for the race lead. Dunphy right there in the 3rd spot. Larry Baker in 4th. Good heat race between Hoopengarner and Riddle. White flag this time, side by side, Hoopengarner and Riddle. Who's it going to be? One to go. Jeff Dunphy right there in the 3rd spot. Riddle going to pull ahead by a half a car length into 3. Tried to close the door. Hoopengarner going to battle back. Are they going to make contact? Nope, but it's going to be Riddle off of turn number 4. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner in the late model division from Paris, Ohio in the Riddle Trucking sponsored number 0. Put your hands together for George Riddle. So Cart and Pringle bringing them down for the green 8-lap heat race number 1. Cart on the bottom, Pringle with the advantage through turns 1 and 2. Gabe Pringle going to take the race lead off of turn number 2. Not going to have that 21 cleared. Pringle now does have the 21 cleared. Gives him some room on the bottom. Pringle way up the racetrack. Lucius was right there in tow in the 112. Pringle had the bottom, didn't take it. Now the 21 slips up off turn number 2. But he's going to have enough motor to get back to the inside of the 7 of Pringle. Side by side for the race lead. Denver Cart, your race leader. Gabe Pringle 2nd. Mark Lucius runs 3rd. Dennis Wood 4th. Then the 63 of Hunter Combs and the 30 of Don Harvey Jr. Now here comes Lucius to try and take over the 2nd spot from Pringle. Pringle stuck in that outside lane. Lucius going to take over the 2nd spot on the inside. Denver Cart, your race leader in the 21C machine from Barberton, Ohio. Lucius in 2nd. Now here comes Dennis Wood trying to move up to the 3rd spot as he battles with Pringle. The only Midvale regular at number 7 of Pringle in heat race number 1. Now a little contact between Lucius and Cart off turn number 2. And it stacked everybody up in that bottom lane. Pringle and Wood still side by side for 3rd. Here comes Lucius to the outside of the 21 of Cart. The 22 of Wood thinking about a 3 wide. As Don Harvey Jr. goes to the outside of Dennis Wood. 2x2 up front. Gabe Pringle runs 5th. Hunter Combs in 6th. White flag. Leader at the line was Lucius by about a foot. Cart slips up just a little bit. Wood still looking at that 3 wide move. Not going to make it happen into turn number 3. Lucius with the advantage off turn number 4. Cart going to battle back on the bottom. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Mark Lucius. So your winner from Barberton, Ohio in the Baker Performance Ritzman Muffler American Thunder sponsor number 112. Put your hands together for Mark Lucius. Picked up the dash win, now a heat win. Have to see if he can make it 3 for 3 tomorrow in the feature. From Yorksville, Ohio in the JD Byrider CNAC Financing El Poblito Mexican Cuisine, sponsor number 3. And then at number 12, Jeff Koykendall from Barberton, Ohio in the Baker Performance Tomaros Automotive Electric and Medina Mountain Motor sponsor number 12 as we are green for Smith and Moss. Here comes Colton Ritchie looking to go up the middle, 3 wide. Bear Swartz on the bottom. And now Smith gets on the binders hard. Here comes Bear Swartz for the race lead off turn number 4. Larry Smith, your leader by a half a car length on the top side. Here comes Bear Swartz on the bottom. Colton Ritchie, Josh Moss battle for the 3rd spot behind the front 2. Bear Swartz looking good on the bottom, going to take over the race lead. Bear Swartz got, we'll say, a few laps around Midvale Speedway in multiple divisions. Driver that number 77 back in action this year after a few years off. Also a former owner of Midvale Speedway. The 44 of Larry Smith in 2nd. Good battle for 3rd between Ritchie and Moss. Behind them, Grove and Parases and Koykendall in the 12. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Bear Swartz, your race leader. Moss and Grove battle for the 3rd spot, or the 4th spot rather. Grove gets into Moss just a little bit. Grove on the bottom. Shoots Moss up to the high side, trying to take over that 4th spot. Behind Colton Ritchie in 3rd. Larry Smith in 2nd. Bear Swartz looking strong as your race leader in that 77B. 2 laps to go for Swartz. White flag for Bear Swartz. Off turn number 4, checkered flag for Bear Swartz. Larry Smith will finish 2nd, Colton Ritchie in 3rd. Pulling to the line, this gentleman's got a few checkered flags here at Midvale Speedway, picking up another from New Philadelphia, Ohio, in the McInturf Realty, APR Plumbing, Parkway Auto Stores, and Swartz Trucking, sponsored number 77B. Put your hands together for the Bear Swartz. Joe Shimko, the 31 is Wild Bill Obule, the 28 is Wheelin' Waylon Orr. Heat race number 3 is green. Left lock with the lead on the outside in that number 91. Going to sweep around and take over that top spot. Now a chain reaction deal on the back straightaway. The 31 of John Leisure. Leisure got into the 11 of Shimko, stacking up the field. Aubil got some damage. Also the 4 of Beatty with some damage. Nose piece after that chain reaction deal on the front straightaway, or on the back straightaway rather. And I apologize for my pronunciation of the driver of the number 12. It's Koykendall. Left lock with the lead on the outside in that number 91. Going to move around and take over that top spot. Now a super actually organized trail. That's 31 of left lock with the lead on the outside in that number 91. Going to move around and take over that top spot. Now a super and we're back green. Tough break for the 31 of Auville. Unable to get back out for the start of this heat race. Left lock will take the race lead. And all over the place is the 31 of Leisure. John Leisure in the 31 all over the place. Now Jimmy Beatty gets around for the third spot. And here comes the 28 of Orr up to fourth. So your leader, Anthony Leftlock in the 91 from Painesville, Ohio. Joe Shimko runs second in the 11, Canton, Ohio driver. Then the number 4 of Jimmy Beatty from New Philadelphia, Ohio runs third. The 28 of Whelan Orr, New Philadelphia, Ohio runs fourth. And the 31 of John Leisure from Canton, Ohio in the fifth spot. Gets sideways off of turn number 4. A little bit of contact maybe between him and Jimmy Beatty in the 4 as we'll go green off of turn number 4, left lock and Shimko. Shimko with a good run down into turn number 1. On the outside, left lock going to get into him, almost spin himself out too. Is Shimko going to take over the race lead? Now left lock way back up the racetrack. Shuts the door on Jimmy Beatty. 91 has a flat tire, tough break for left lock, flat right front tire on the 91. That's why he shot up the racetrack. So tough break for Anthony Leftlock in the 91. Race leader Joe Shimko in the 11. Jimmy Beatty runs second. Whelan Orr runs third. John Leisure in fourth. White flag for Joe Shimko as the 4 of Jimmy Beatty starting to wheel him in. Going to probably run out of time. Whelan Orr right there in that third spot slips off turn number 2. Going to probably end Orr's chances. Jimmy Beatty drives it deep into turn number 3. On the outside, off turn number 4, Shimko going to pick up the win. Beatty with a nice deep run into turn number 3, almost picked up the win. Maybe another lap and he gets it. Whelan Orr finishes in the third spot and the 31 of John Leisure. So your winner of heat race number 3 from Canton, Ohio in the Red Dog Saloon, Canton Auto Sales, Sideways RC Hobbies, Country Mart, Lighthouse Bar and Grill. Put your hands together for Joe Shimko. So heat race number 1, 8 laps in the mini truck division. Green flag between Gardner and Hyder Jr. So Hyder Jr. going to take over the race lead. Gardner drops back into the second spot. Here comes Leinert with a big run on the outside. Walker going to slam the door on him as they battle for third. So Gardner hanging on to that second spot is Hyder Jr., your race leader, in the number 10. Here comes Locker, split in the middle, 3 wide. Locker and Leinert get into it. Now Leinert sideways, saves it in turn 3. Locker going to move up to the second spot. Gardner back to third. Leinert fourth, Schweitzer fifth, and Scott in sixth. The number 10 of Raleigh Hyder Jr., your race leader. Colt Locker trying to run him down as now Gardner drops back to the 5th spot as Leinert and Schweitzer get around. And Scott going to try and do the same on Gardner for the 6th spot. Locker starting to close in on Hyder Jr. Halfway home this time, 4 in, 4 to go. Raleigh Hyder Jr., your race leader. Colt Walker in second, Joe Leinert third, Rich Schweitzer fourth, Jerry Gardner in fifth, and Tim Scott in sixth. Front three, nose to tail now. Up the racetrack goes Locker, going to open the bottom for Leinert. Maybe not sure he knows Leinert's there. Leinert going to fill up the bottom lane behind Hyder Jr. Hyder Jr., your race leader. Here they come. Will Leinert try and take him 3 wide? Not going to have the muscle to do it into turn number 3 just yet as he gets around Locker. Locker sideways off turn number 4. White flag. Leinert got anything for the 10 of Hyder Jr.? Don't know if there's a better handling truck at Midvale Speedway than that number 82 on most nights. Maybe not the power of Raleigh Hyder Jr., but definitely gets through the corners better. Off turn number 4, your winner, Raleigh Hyder Jr. Joe Leinert will finish in the second spot. Rich Schweitzer will finish third. Pulling to the line from Galena, Ohio, in the James Madison Insurance, Jack Madison Chevy, Buckshire Party House, sponsored number 10. Put your hands together for Raleigh Hyder Jr. Barnes and the 21 machine of Powell lead him into turn number 1. Varn's going to have the lead. Dirt tracking is Powell. In that second spot, here comes Gerber up to third, Fishburne up to fourth, Cordia back to fifth. Michael Varn's going to lead lap number 1. Barney Gerber trying to get to the inside of Dwayne Powell in turn number 1, smokes up the right front tire in that number 2T machine. Finally got that truck built the last few weeks of the regular season. Powell dirt tracking it off of 4, trying to get to the outside of Varnes, who continues to lead in that 95. Again, a lot of brake smoke from Barney Gerber as he gets the inside of Powell for the second spot. Cordia now trying to get around Fishburne for the 4th position. 3-way battle up front. Here comes Barney Gerber. Gerber going to take the lead on the high side. Varnes on the bottom. They're both going to smoke the tires into turn number 1. No, it's not a drag race. No, it's not a drifting race. But it kind of looked like it in turn number 1 as Gerber going to take over the race lead. Barney Gerber in the 2T. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Varnes runs second. Dwayne Powell running in third. Derek Cordia fourth. And Andrew Fishburne in fifth. Barney Gerber, a lot of laps around this speedway in various machines. Leading heat race number 2 of the mini truck division. Michael Varnes, part-time competitor this year, was a full-time competitor last year. Had a lot of motor problems in that Varnes racing machine. And of course the 21 of Dwayne Powell from North Lawrence, Ohio. White flag in the air for Gerber. Derek Cordia, also out there, was a full-time competitor last year, part-time competitor this year in the truck division. Varnes was way up high off turn number 2. Coming to the checkered flag, your winner going to be the 2T machine, Barney Gerber. And it looks like your winner pulled pit side. Oh no, there he is. He was just up high celebrating with the fans a little bit. Pulling to the line, your winner of heat race number 2 in the RV Parts Express, sponsored number 2T from Dover, Ohio. Put your hands together for Barney Gerber. And the 22 of Kyle Rector. Green flag is in the air. The 27 of Britt Van Meter not running the heat race. Good battle down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Brandon France, Clayton Oliver. Side by side for the race lead. Brandon France going to lead lap number 1. Oliver in second, Dan Bucky in third, Zach Koger in fourth. And the 24 of Schreffler, Jayberg and Rector. Comes Bucky up to the second spot, Rector to the inside, and the nice move to the inside of Jayberg towards the back of the pack. Bucky going to move up to second, around the 19 of Oliver. Brandon France up front in the 38. Good racing up front, halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Brandon France, still your race leader. Schreffler to the inside of Bucky for the second spot. And here comes Rector, going to try and make it 3 wide. No, we're not going to go 4 wide, are we? No, it's still going to go 3 wide as Brandon France going to slam the door on Brent Schreffler in turn number 3. France trying to hold that bottom line. Schreffler not quite there, going to close the door again. It allows Bucky to get back to the outside of Brandon France. France trying to make it very wide up front. Doing a good job so far of holding Schreffler, Rector, and Bucky at bay. Bucky might have led that lap by just a little bit. Final lap, white flag in the air. Brandon France, Brent Schreffler, Dan Bucky, Kyle Rector, Gage Jayberg, your front 5 all together. Oliver is right there as well. Koger, here comes the hole that Rector needed. Kyle Rector to the outside of the 38 of Brandon France. Off turn number 4, who's going to win it? Going to be Kyle Rector. Schreffler 3rd, Jayberg 4th, Bucky 5th, Oliver 6th, and Koger in 7th. Your winner, he won the dash earlier. Heat race winner from Dover, Ohio. Put your hands together for Kyle Rector. So getting ready to come to green, Morgan and Little Animal on the front row. Off turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Morgan with the advantage into turn number 1. Little Animal tries to drop to the bottom in front of Corey Heron. Doesn't quite have enough to get there. Heron going to try and battle 3 wide into turn number 3. Finlayson on the high side. Frederick in the middle. Corey Heron on the bottom of that 3 wide battle. As Little Animal in the 4E machine in the second spot. Eichel slides up just a little bit. Corey Heron 3 wide once again. Alan Clark on the bottom of the 3 wide deal that time. Frederick in the middle. Finlayson on the high side. Battle for 4th. Your race leader, Chris Morgan in the 5. 30 of Corey Heron now finally gets to the inside of Little Animal for the second spot. Eichel up high. Gets a little sideways off turn number 4. Made a little contact with Alan Clark in the 169. Finlayson still trying to go 3 wide, and it's not working in the back of the field, that green car. As Heron moves up to the second spot. Eichel looking to try and close the door on Alan Clark, who's there. Clark in the 169. Trying to take over the 3rd spot from Little Animal, Tyler Eichel. Does now. Here comes Mike McDonald in the 16M machine. Trying to move up to the 4th spot to the inside of the 4E as well. Your race leader, Chris Morgan, in that number 5. Alan Clark took a look to the inside of the 30 of Corey Heron, not able to make it stick. Heron keeps that second spot behind Morgan, who is your race leader. Here comes McDonald in the 16M to make it a foursome up front. Here comes Heron, getting a little push from the 169 of Clark. Now a little bit of contact between Heron and race leader Chris Morgan. Everybody keeps it going straight. The loser in that deal was the 169 of Clark. and a half a lap to go for Chris Morgan. First time here in that number 5 machine, and he's going to pick up heat race win number 2. Chris Morgan will win in the 5. Corey Herron will finish 2nd, and Mike McDonald in 3rd. Pulling to the line, your winner. From Massillon, Ohio, put your hands together for Chris Morgan. The number 28 machine is Mike Jones. The 32 is Bruce Gibson. The 181 is Derek Johns. And the 75 machine is Chase Beatty. All kinds going on down in turn number 1. All kinds of rocking and rolling already. Gibson trailing a bumper cover into turn number 3. Your race leader is the 28 of Jones. Now contact between the front 2. Jones going to maintain the race lead. Wow. All kinds of problems for Derek Johns in the 181 as Chase Beatty moves up to the 2nd spot. Mike Jones, your race leader. Beatty runs 2nd, the 32 of Gibson in 3rd. Then a battle between the 7 of Brandon Nails and the 18 of Rocky Nails. Rocky going to take over the 4th spot on the outside. And then the 118 of Derek Johns. So your race leader, that 28 of Mike Jones. Mike Jones from Denison, Ohio in the C&D Tractor Sales sponsored ride. Your race leader. The 75 of Chase Beatty from Roswell, Ohio in the C&D Used Tractor and Equipment C&T Antiques and Primitives M&D Design sponsored 75 runs in the 2nd spot. Number 32 of Bruce Gibson from Uricksville, Ohio, the Sammy Sue's Barbecue Outlaw Vinyls Boost Mobile sponsored number 32. He is the 32 machine in 3rd spot. Looks like he has a tail. It's really not a tail. I don't think he was born with a tail. That is his bumper cover. The 18 is Rocky Nails from Paynesville, Ohio, in the Napa Auto Sales North Shore Seal Coating and Asphalt sponsored machine, looking to take over the 3rd spot from Gibson. And the 7 of Brandon Nails in the 5th spot, and the 181 of Johns. Lap and a half to go for Mike Jones, your race leader. Good battle, 3-way battle into turn number 3 for 2nd. Beatty on the bottom, and here comes Nails on the high side. Rocky Nails in the 18 gets around Gibson, and now trying to get around Beatty for the 2nd spot. Rocky Nails around the outside of Chase Beatty, moves up to 2nd. Off turn number 4. Heat race number 3, gonna go to Mike Jones. So pulling to the line, little dirt track burner bringing it up onto the asphalt and picking up a heat race win from Denison, Ohio in the C&D Tractor Sales sponsored number 28. Put your hands together for Mike Jones. So now we're going to have the drivers get their machines and get their candy and get ready to come out and do our trick or treat. I'll be walking around saying hi to some people and trying to keep you a little entertained anyway, as we'll do our trunk or treat. Then we'll come back with our non-winners races. Getting ready to go green. Green flag is in the air. Barney Gerber, Michael Varnes, Derek Cordia, the 21 of Dwayne Powell, and the 87 of Fishburne. Whoa, Varnes spins off turn number 2. Caution on the speedway. Getting ready to come back to green. Gerber, Varnes, Powell, Cordia, and Fishburne. Green flag in the air. Barney Gerber up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes Dwayne Powell trying to go 3 wide as Varnes and Gerber drag race into turn number 3. Derek Cordy going to try the three-wide move in the Cadillac on the outside. Barney Gerber streaks out to the race lead. Dwayne Powell going to move up to the second spot. Michael Barnes runs third. Cordy at fourth. Fishburne in fifth. Barney Gerber continues to lock up that left front brake, but he continues to maintain the race lead. Powell in that number 21 sideways off of turn number 4. Varn sideways as well. Cordia right there, top 4 together. And Fishburne starting to run some much better laps than at number 87. Powell gets a lot of brake smoke, got into Gerber just a little bit through 1 and 2. Gerber able to maintain that race lead. Dwayne Powell runs second. Michael Varnes in third. Derek Cordia fourth. Halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go. Dwayne Powell continues to have a loose number 21 truck. As Michael Varnes all over the back of that number 21. Top 3 right together. Derek Cordia slipping back just a little bit in that 4th spot. And Andrew Fishburne in 5th. Varnes tries to get to the inside of Powell, unable to make it work, but Powell now slides way up the racetrack, going to open up that bottom once again. Powell going to close the door, but continues sideways through 3 and 4. Barney Gerber going to take the white flag. Off turn number 4, your winner now is Barney Gerber. Can't call him a non-winner anymore as he picks up the win in the non-winners race. Barney Gerber in the 2T. So pulling to the line, your winner from Dover, Ohio in the RV Parts Express sponsored number 2T. Put your hands together for Barney Gerber. Dunphy and Tedesco coming into turns 3 and 4. Chief starter Terry Coletti, green flag in hand. The green is in the air. Dunphy doing a nice job on the bottom. Tedesco on the high side into turn number 3. Tedesco inches ahead just a little bit. Dunphy staying right with him. Tedesco now out in front in the high lane. Going to have Dunphy cleared off turn number 2. Ryan Tedesco, your race leader. Dunphy runs second. Doug Mate third. Jesse Page fourth. Cody Jayberg in fifth. Doug Mate looking to the inside of Dunphy, the third off of turn number 2. Going to take over that second spot. Move Doug Mate up to second. Dunphy back to third. Jesse Page in. He's going to get by as well. So Jesse Page up to the third spot. Move Dunphy back to fourth. Cody Jayberg right there in fifth. Doing a nice job in that number 22. Ryan Tedesco halfway home. 5 in, 5 to go. Doug Mate closing in on Tedesco just a little bit. Jesse Page in third, Dunphy fourth, Jayberg in fifth. White flag for Ryan Tedesco. Off turn number 4, your non-winner winner, Ryan Tedesco. Doug Mate finishes second. Jesse Page in third. So your non-winner winner in the late model division from New Philadelphia, Ohio, in the Tedesco Racing Graphics, Lee's Famous Recipe, Van Meters Auto, CC Performance, sponsored number 701. Put your hands together for flying Ryan Tedesco. Taking his hand at doing the mid-vid stuff. Hi, Terry. We know Terry Coletti videotapes a lot, but just not this kind of videotaping. Is Sam Bingham and the number 5 of Chris Morgan getting ready to come to green. Craig Mishler gives the green flag. Bingham and Morgan. Quickly to the outside of Morgan is the 16M of McDonald. Eichel and Schreffler right there in the 4th and 5th positions as Bingham streaks out to the race lead. Oh, here comes Schreffler with a 3-wide move. Thought he was going to think better of it. Now 3 wide back in the pack. Almost 4 wide now. Is Schreffler going to move up to the 2nd spot? McDonald in 3rd. Morgan in 4th. Then Zach Koger. The 38 of Brandon France. The 30 of Corey Heron. The 4E of Tyler Eichel. Koger around the outside of the 5. Excuse me, the 5 of Morgan. As Koger takes over the 4th spot. Now Brandon France to the inside of Morgan. He'll move up to 5th. Here comes a battle for the race lead. Turn number 3. Brent Schreffler to the inside of Sam Bingham for the race lead. New race leader Brent Schreffler. As Arkenberg way up the racetrack, going a lap down. Brent Schreffler, your race leader. Now the 77 of Koger in the 16 of McDonald battle for that 3rd spot. Brandon France right there in the 5th spot. 3-way battle for 3rd behind Schreffler and Bingham. Good battle for the 4th position. Brandon France, Zach Koger. As The checkered flag comes out. No, that was not supposed to be the checkered, but we got the checkered anyway. A couple of laps early, I thought, but hey, nonetheless, Brent Schriffler going to be your winner. And your winner of the non-winners race in the compact division, the number 24 machine from New Philadelphia, Ohio, and the Finlayson Towing, Finlayson Trucking. AT2 Outlaw Vinyl sponsor number 24. Put your hands together for Brent Schriffler. How about a big round of applause for Craig Mishler, giving the 21 of Ritchie, and the 21 of Cart in row 2, Aubil and Beatty row 3. Green flag in the air. Shimko and Kai Kendall. Kai Kendall gets a good run on the outside. Shimko on the bottom. Oh, a little bit of contact and around goes the 11 of Shimko. Shimko and Kai Kendall on the front row, green flag in the air. Jeff gets a good run. I'm just going to call him Jeff the rest of the night. Jeff gets a good run on the outside into turn number 1 and going to take over the race lead. Shimko going to slip up and get split by Denver Cart and the 21 of Colton Ritchie. So the 21's making a sandwich out of Shimko. Beatty trying to get around the outside, going to stack up Bill Aubil as the 11 of Shimko gets sideways. Now Bear Swartz going to go to the outside of Aubil. Jeff leads. Denver Cart runs in the second spot. Colton Ritchie third. Here comes Don Harvey Jr. in the 30 and the 4 of Jimmy Beatty. Bill Aubil up to 6th, then Bear Swartz, Jimmy Orr, and the 11 of Shimko. Jeff Kai Kendall leading. Denver Cart running second. Now a battle for third between Don Harvey Jr. and the 21 of Colton Ritchie. Two laps to go this time for Kai Kendall, your race leader. Harvey taking a look on Denver Cart in turn number 3. Not able to make it work. White flag for Kai Kendall, your race leader. Cart still runs second. Harvey in third. Ritchie fourth. Beatty in 5th. Here comes Harvey for the second spot. Don Harvey Jr. going to get around Denver Cart for the second spot. But Jeff Kai Kendall is going to win it. So your non-winners race, now a winner. From Barberton, Ohio, in the Baker Performance, Tamarios Automotive Electric, Medina Mountain Motor, sponsored number 12. Put your hands together for Jeff Kai Kendall. The 21 is Gage Jayberg. The 27 is Britt Van Meter. And the 22 is Kyle Rector. Green flag in the air. Gage Jayberg with the lead. Rector runs second. Nails in third. Van Meter in fourth. Van Meter looks to the outside of Nails in turns 3 and 4. Now Rector starting to work on the 21 of Jayberg. Van Meter up to the third spot. Jayberg still out front. Top qualifiers here at Midvale Speedway, the front 3. And Nails a top qualifier. Rocky Nails, I think, top qualifier up at Lake County, and that number 18. Jayberg slips up a little bit off of 4, going to allow Rector to get to the bottom. Jayberg trying to get it in deep into turn number 1. And now the 22 of Rector is there. Coming to the halfway mark. Rector and Jayberg side by side for the race lead in the Top Gun race. Halfway home, 4 and 4 to go. Kyle Rector, your race leader. Jayberg trying to do a crossover into turn number 3, unable to make it work. Too much power underneath that number 22. Jayberg slips in turn 2. And that allows the 27 of Van Meter to get to the inside of him for the second spot. 2 to go for Rector. White flag for Kyle Rector. Good battle for second between Van Meter and Jayberg. Jayberg going to try and do the crossover again. Not able to make it work. Nails still out there in the 4th spot. And your winner of the Top Gun race in the compact division, the 22 of Kyle Rector. Britt Van Meter finishes second. Gage Jayberg in third. And Rocky Nails in 4th. Compact Top Gun winner. Trying to sweep the weekend. He won the dash, won the heat, now he won the Top Gun. We'll see if he wins the feature tomorrow. Your winner from Dover, Ohio, the number 22. Put your hands together for Kyle Rector. Eating some hog behind the main grandstands. Beer barn open till about midnight. Getting ready to go green, Pringle and Ritchie on the front row of the Top Gun race in these street stocks. Green flag in the air. Pringle and Ritchie side by side down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Pringle, Ritchie, Wood, Orr. Oh, Ritchie got tagged by Orr a little bit. That's going to allow Dennis Wood to move up to the second spot. The 7 being given the black flag because he's leaking some fuel onto the racetrack. You see that stream coming out of the back of that number 7. Leaking fuel out of that number 7. Caution going to come out for Gabe Pringle, your race leader. Now we'll see if he can come from the back of the pack. Green flag back in the air. Dennis Wood, your race leader. Hunter Combs up to the second spot. Lucius tries to get to the inside of Ritchie. Now kind of moves him up out of the road. Lucius up to the third spot. Pringle going to take over the 4th spot from Ritchie. Lucius to the inside of Hunter Combs for the second spot. Dennis Wood, your race leader. Lucius up to second. Combs back to third. Pringle fourth. Kuykendall in fifth. And Ritchie in sixth. Lucius starting to look to the outside of Dennis Wood. For the race lead, Pringle looking to the inside of Hunter Combs for third. Dennis Wood, your race leader. 2 to go. Lucius, Pringle, Combs, your front four. Kuykendall in fifth. Ritchie in sixth. White flag this time side by side for the race lead. White flag for Lucius and Wood. Dennis Wood, a good run off of turn number 2. Into turn number 3, side by side between Wood and Lucius. Wood gonna run up the racetrack. Oh boy, Dennis Wood, your winner. Good racing up front in the Top Gun race for the Street Stocks. Your winner, former champion here at Midvale Speedway from Akron, Ohio in the Baker Performance. Hammer Construction, sponsored number 22. Put your hands together for Dennis Wood. All right, gonna go head pit side here, get ready for our officials race to end the evening.
Outside of the number 38 lead announcer, Chris Kale, also raced a Super Sport. The 3D driver mediator of Rob Scott. To the outside of the number 16, it's our race director of Jason Anthony. Next time by. In the 24, head tech guy of Dave Hoopengardner. The 15, chief starter Terry Coletti. Going to be a guy with our track crew. 10-lap feature end this evening. It's going to be the 69 of Renneker. 38 of Kale. Green flag is in the air. We're going 10 laps. Official racing action. As Renneker, he's going to go into the lead. Here comes the 3D of Scott. Going to get right into Renneker. Kale to the outside. Here comes Anthony in the 16 and to the outside for the third spot. Kale to the outside of the 69 of Renneker. Battle for the race lead off of 4. Still going to be Renneker. Kale, Anthony, Scott, and Hoopengardner, your top 5. Battle for the second spot. Here comes Anthony to the inside of Kale. Off at turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Anthony is there to the inside of Kale. Off of 4 still side by side for the top for the second spot. As Anthony's going to take over the second spot by half a car over Kale. Scott back and forth. Renneker still your race leader in the 69, the Bucky ride. As it's Renneker, Anthony, Kale, Scott, Hoopengardner, Coletti. Halfway this time, 5 in, 5 to go for Renneker, Anthony, as Kale and Scott battling for the third spot. As Hoopengardner rounding out your top 5. As Coletti sits in the 6th spot. And track crew member, the number 28, rounding out your field. 4 laps to go for Renneker. Has problems for the 28 as he spins off for turn 2, keeps it going, no caution. Layover flag coming out for the number 28 as here comes Reneker putting the 28 one lap down. Here, 7 in 3 laps to go. For Reneker, Anthony, Kale, Scott, Hoopengardner, Coletti. Two laps to go for Justin Reneker. White flag, 1 lap to go for Justin Reneker in the number 69 with Anthony, Kale, Scott, and Hoopengardner running up to your top 5. Going into turn number 3, picked up many times, feature wins in the compact division. His old compact is in second. He comes off of turn number 4 to the checkered flag, arrow winner, the 69 of Justin Reneker. Anthony, Kale, Scott, Hoopengardner, and Coletti will round out this weekend. So again, be sure to check us out at midvalespeedway.com and Midvale Speedway on Facebook. We hope to see you tomorrow for feature actions, 40 lapper for the late models and the modifieds, 30 lapper.
Hi, David. There you go. Good job, buddy.
There's a pretty girl right there.
Hey, there's Poppy.
Hi. How are you? You're the prettiest one here, huh?
Oh, sweet
You got candy. Wow.
We all want 2 chocolates.
You have fun.
I guess you get to pick. What do you want?
There's my answer, Baba. What do you want?
Get off the phone and give the kids the candy.
Just trying to get Bubba's candy.
Uh-huh.
Trunk or treat going on in the front straightaway. I want to thank all of our drivers and teams for bringing out the candy. Got plenty of room. Plenty of candy down here for everybody. We'll get everybody down here and talk to your drivers.
He wants a picture with you?
There's a speedway that run each and every
Really?
Let's be. Come on now.
Are you dressed like a clown?
Pretty
much. Thank you very much. I feel the love for my father-in-law here.
2016 Budweiser Fall Classic night on Saturday night. Tomorrow afternoon, meets open at noon. Practice from 2:30 or from 12:30 to 2. Racing starts at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon.
He knows you're lying. Oh, I tell ya.
Hi.
I heard her voice.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
You want some cookies?
Don't worry, I still
No,
don't
thank
have
you.
no candy. My sister wants to know about my candy out yet.
I had another half bag up there.
That's what's going to happen. She's going to get it. When everybody's walking out, I'm going to have a whole
Hi.
Second day.
You're a pretty girl. Look at these two.
The famous John Chapman, Mr. Retirement himself.
After tonight, it'll be the famous retired John Chapman.
That's right.
Tonight, or 2 weeks.
At your age, Joe, we understand.
2 weeks, yeah. Only one for you, though. One.
One. Mr. One, buddy.
Hi, Bear. How are you, Bear?
Doing fine, thank you.
You're going to miss me, right, Bear?
I'll miss you.
No, you won't.
You retired from here?
I'm retiring from videoing.
No kidding. I will miss you.
You're a good guy, Bear.
Know that.
Burp.
Somebody just, that wasn't a burp, that was a milk.
Hi, Angie.
John, how are ya?
Good. How are you, Angie?
Good.
You again.
Go to the next one, girl. Keep trucking.
Hi.
We'll find more.
Hi.
Come here, Braylon. Oh, you found another bag down there. Let's have
Minion. There's a minion. Hey, minion. You root for Waylon? You root for Waylon?
Of course.
Of course. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
She roots for you
Oh, yeah?
for some reason.
Hi. You get your candy?
Hi. Ooh,
What do you like,
you're scary.
Okay, we'll get Addie one with no peanut.
Titans. Really?
Thank you.
You root for a loser.
All right, come on.
You got to root for a winner like the Browns.
Come on. Hey, right over there. See that guy with that big black bucket? He's passing out candy, too.
Oh, you scare me.
Trick or treat, please.
Hi, Steve Mallory. How are you, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
What's up? What are you laughing at? Girl. Hi. We're having a contest for the biggest clown here. The biggest clown here. I just think I found him. He's ignoring me. He's ignoring my nose.
Right beside you. Yellow shirt.
We're having a contest for the biggest clown here. I think I found him.
I win.
There he is, the biggest clown here. You root for Denver? I don't know why.
Call your name.
Denver Cart rules. Nice race with you and your brother-in-law, huh? And koi candle.
Koi candle?
They called him koi candle.
Koi candle's done good for you.
Come on, girl.
Yeah, it's actually fun.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So, can I ask you a question?
What?
What's your last name? Is it Koi Candle?
No, it's Kagano.
They announced it Koi Candle.
I know.
How about peed myself?
But they're yelling at me over the tower. Like, what do I do?
How about peed myself?
You always pee yourself.
I'm that age, you know. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hey. What's up? What's up? Don't run me over. Hi.
Yeah, get Tyler's good side.
Where is he?
Hiding from you.
Where's your best side? This side?
I don't know.
Or
What
this
side
side?
is it? What side looked better?
Probably over here, right?
Yeah, that side
All
right
right.
there.
There's a little. Why do they call you a little animal?
Because I'm just like my grandpa.
Oh boy, that is dangerous.
That's not that dangerous.
Good luck.
Just told me to leave.
Welcome. Hi, Jerry. Hi. Welcome, and you too. Oh, you guys again, huh? Huh. What's up? What's up? I'm looking for big clowns. I think I found one.
Hi, Squeak.
Hi.
He's got to be talking about me.
Shut up!
He wouldn't be talking about you. He wouldn't call you a
Big
clown.
clown right there.
Pirate. Arr.
Cameron stuffed them in my pants. Hey, I don't like pictures.
Yikes. I'm walking away from that one.
Okay, let's go.
There you go. There you go, buddy. Get a handful, buddy.
This guy, Bubba. That guy's dressed like Bubba. Right there. Bubba, little Bubba. Yep. Right there. Laugh.
How are you?
Sometimes it's funny. You, get out of my camera.
I didn't know how to score. What are you taking?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great.
Hi. Hello. Don't look at me like that. What's up? Looking for clowns. I think I found some right there.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you? Clown. Big clown.
Big clown.
Big
I got
clown.
your clown.
I got you.
Hey, happy retirement, Big John. We're gonna miss you, buddy.
Thank you, clown.
Have a good one,
You
buddy.
will miss me. I won't miss you though.
Yeah, you will, liar.
Somebody put something on your head.
Yeah, my kids.
Oh, hi. Hi, little guy. Hi.
Why did you say so? Whoa.
Tell your dad I said hi.
Well done.
Hey, it's me, Vern. Vern. Hey, Vern. Got me on there, Vern?
Gotcha.
I'm going over.
Hi. Hi. You again.
Not me again.
I've seen you before. What's up? Hi.
Oh.
Hello. Goodbye.
Go, dig right in there.
Thank you.
What's up? Your name Shimko? Who's the better Shimko, 33 or 11?
I am. See, and I got the trophy, right?
You got the first place and he got second.
Right, that was it.
Is that him behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him about that.
I like the way this works.
Hey, the guy over there said he's the better Shimko because he won
He is.
and you got second.
He is right now. He is way better than me.
He agrees.
I do agree. I do agree.
Joe, hey, why do they call you Amish? Ooh,
Yeah.
Wow.
The goatee.
there's Phil Shimko right there. Feature winner, right?
No, I don't know about all that.
Oh, come
I gotta
on,
run
you
the
gotta
last
go
chance
for
race.
it. Go for it.
I'll try, but
All
I don't
right.
know.
Are you guys scaring the kiddies?
Yes.
Drink a beer and scary
Look,
kitties.
get a picture of the skull.
Ooh, that's scary.
He's got a big spider on the other side.
That kind of looks like you.
I know.
Big skull, spider on it.
Thank you.
Look at that little baby. Where do you find time to race? There's the cutest baby here, right there.
Race, so.
First race ever.
One. Yes, sir.
You bought a good truck, Jolly Roger's truck.
That's what everybody's
And this is
telling
the
me.
first time you ever raced?
First race ever.
Nice job.
Really?
Cute kid.
Yes, sir.
Cute kid and happy mom.
Yep. Casey.
Welcome to Midvale.
Thank you.
You again? Hello. Wait for daddy. Wait for daddy. Bye-bye. Hi. Don't take it up. What are you doing, taking candy from kids?
I got to take it over to them. We're running out.
Does
We're
he know
running
you're
out.
taking it?
Oh, he'll know.
Brandon France. Brandon France. He took all your candy. Look at it. They're taking it.
Big kids.
We'll beat that one up right there.
Yay. Who are you?
Beatty.
You're Beatty.
Yeah.
Chase Beatty.
Yep.
Hi, Chase Beatty. There's little Bubba. Hi, Bubba.
Larry, look.
Hi. You're dressed like the photographer. You're dressed like that guy stands over there and drinks beer. No? No? What's up, Oshkosh? Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, John. How are you?
You got somebody with you?
I got Ledger.
Who?
Ledger, my grandson.
There's Jesse Adams. He's starting on the pole tomorrow.
All right.
First time out, on the pole. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Smile. Don't scare the kids.
I know.
Thanks for running.
You look like Corey Heron.
That's me.
But your shirt says Budman.
Oh, yeah.
Are you again? That minion's all over the place. What's up?
Oh, I'm good, thanks.
I like your earmuffs. What are you laughing at? Are you giving that out or are you holding it? You're holding it. Yeah.
I guess I gotta get. I want to be on video.
Hi. How are you?
Does this go to TV?
Yep. Nationwide TV right after Monday Night Football. He's mean.
Sorry. Hey, Mommy. I'm right here. Hi, Mommy.
Goodbye. What's up?
Come on, witness protection. You get rid of that.
You know that guy? Do you know him?
Oh, yeah, I know Doug.
You know him. Still well?
Yeah, Ron. Good guy.
Huh?
No. Hey, give me 5, Rick.
What you got in there?
Pepsi.
My hands.
Were you a cop?
Might be.
All right, 5 minutes left in the trunk or treat. 5 minutes left in the trunk or treat. 5 minutes. I got a young boy who found his dad.
Boo. Boo, I scared you. Pardon me.
Okay, you're his dad, come team. He's at the third finish line.
Looking for clowns. I think I found some. Looking for clown. I think I found one. Hi.
I'd have thought of that. What, girl? Yes, we're on camera. Another one?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Who are you? You related to him? You related to famous Bob Sibla? Are you? Hi. Your dad's still my hero.
Good.
Yep.
Mine too.
Hi. Good luck. What the heck's all these hen lines doing around here?
What's up, Mr. Chapman?
Hen line, hen line.
No, not headline.
Related.
Related.
Yeah.
And there's guys winning, hogging all the races tonight. There's some little hen lines.
There's the newest headline.
Woo-hoo. I'm not cutting that out.
Denise, I found nerds.
Denise.
Look at this.
You see nerd? Oh, nerd. Well, I don't know what color.
I got 2.
Hi. This car looks fantastic. And Donnie Harvey driving, not Foster Mackey. What's up with that?
We had a wedding reception to go to today.
Oh, oh,
We just got back.
looks nice. Good debut. Who's that cutie with you?
This is Megan's youngest.
Hi, Megan's youngest.
My grandma.
Hi.
Say hi.
It is crazy.
Hi.
Who's better, Rocky Nails or that other guy Nails?
My son?
Yeah, where's he at? He's over there somewhere.
He's out. He's out in the pits.
You did pretty good coming up through that heat race.
Yeah.
Rocky Nails.
It's different. Big time different here.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, huh? A little bit bigger than what you're used to, right?
Yeah, a lot bigger than
Your
I'm used to.
Painesville,
Lake County, yes.
Lake County, yeah.
Yes.
Have fun, Rocky Nails.
Thanks.
Where's Dobbins at?
Dobbins is way over there.
How come he's not passing the candy out?
Hey.
What's up with you?
How are you?
There's Bill Westlake handing everybody else the candy.
That's right, we're getting the
Yeah.
Why are you giving me candy?
I got a camera on my face now.
Hi, Hunter. Hunter Combs, fastest qualifier, eh?
Yeah.
What are you eating all the candy for? You scaring the kids?
Taking their candy, I guess.
Good luck tomorrow, Hunter
Thank
Combs.
you, I appreciate it. Rocky Snails.
Where's Rocky Snails? There he is.
Trust me, he's in a giant yellow car. Or yellow suit.
Stuff.
Whoa, hi, John.
He's used to this. I've been tormenting Rick for, well, 18 years, yeah.
18 years.
Me and Rick go way back.
Yes.
You want to miss me?
I miss you already.
You miss me already.
He's a 2016 champ.
Hell of a job,
He's
John.
a 15, 14, 13, everywhere he goes, he's a champ. Right there.
I've
My
seen-
buddy, right there.
Your quality of filming is by far the best that's out here. We're going to miss you.
Maybe I'll stay now.
We're going to miss you.
Good job. Good luck tonight, Rick. Thank you so
John.
much for the nice
Thanks.
comments.
Thanks for all the years.
Yep. Scaring the kids.
Huh?
I said, you're scaring the kids.
Take a bunch. Taking a video.
How we doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Give me a dirty look.
Let's go race.
racing. Support your local track.
There you
Midvale
go, Terry
Speedway.
Locker right there.
After we get done with our racing action, so everybody's going to head back towards your seats. A few more preliminary races to wrap up tonight. Then we'll get on with our feature program tomorrow afternoon.
What's up? George Riddle making the kiddies happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had the car full of spiders, and all the little boys has asked if they could have one, so we gave them away.
I like the skull on top. I like that, George. George Riddle right there. What's up, George? He's camera shy.
No!
Yes.
Get a close up of it. Don't break it.
Former driver Philip Cox, where are you tonight? Other than right here. Where's your car?
I don't have it. It's parked.
Bring the animal machine.
Hey, it was out hot lapping, and I think you're doing another head gasket.
Oh, good Lord. You know I'd be around.
I knew you'd be
Yep.
here.
Do you want to say your salute?
Salute. How many tires you changed tonight for anybody but him?
None tonight.
You're going to start here in a little bit.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow's feature day.
Good luck, Colton Ritchie.
Yeah, when we were at that.
Really?
Very true.
Go Colton Ritchie.
Yeah. Wait, there we go. 21.
There you go.
Let's go. 21.
That's 12. That's 12 in here.
Oh.
You're backwards.
How
20.
do I do this?
There you
Okay,
go.
there we go.
There you go.
21,
You don't want to. You don't want to root.
Thank you. Woo!
You don't want to root
Okay.
for Jeff Dale,
No,
do
I'm
you?
sure he's a nice guy, but 21.
Quick handle.
I don't.
21 Colton Ritchie.
21 Colton Ritchie. Go Colton. Thank
Yep.
you.
Why are you staying away from the kiddies?
I'm a loner.
That's not a court order, though, right? Hi, Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Hanging out.
You helping him? You the guy that makes him go fast?
No.
No?
No.
He's the guy that makes him go fast, right?
No, he's just,
My right foot.
he's just a driver.
He's big and mean.
This one's more excited about the cars than the candy.
What's up?
Excuse me.
Hi. I'm ready to when this was still dirt. Who are you?
Don Roy.
Who?
Don Roy.
You raced there a long time ago.
Yeah, I come back in the 90s for a couple races.
When this was clay
yeah.
in the 50s.
Yeah, I
Wow.
was here in the 60s.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You could probably whip some of these guys.
Yeah.
I'm looking for big clowns, and I think I found one right there.
The crowd, we're going to have the fans kind of close here in just a few minutes once we get everybody back to the seats.
Hi, Don.
Hi.
More than you need, right? More than you probably need.
You scaring the kids, Ryan?
Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
701. Can you kind of explain that for me?
Well-
Because forever you've been 70.
We, years ago, we used to run 70 on the main event car.
Uh-huh.
And when we came down here to Mid-Vid and ran just the regular late model shows, I believe it was Mike Enos had number
Right,
70.
right, yellow
so
and
we had to
red.
pick another number, and we picked number 1. And so we ran 70 on the main event car and 1 on the Mid-Vid car.
Right.
And that summer I bought my first house, and the house number, ironically, was 701.
701.
And I thought that was pretty cool, and I said, someday I'm going to run that number. And I haven't, but I got the boys into the go-kart racing now.
Uh-huh.
And Nick runs number 70, and we needed a number for Evan. So we put 701 on his cart, and I heard them kind of battling back and forth that Nick got to run the same number as Dad. So I told him, I've always been wanting to do it, so I'm going to put 701
Now
on it this
Dad's
year.
in 701.
Yep.
All right.
That's how we got her.
When's them future stars of Midvale Speedway going to be here? In cars, not go-karts.
Yeah, we run on Sundays in the go-karts. Nick is 7 and Evan's 5, so we got a few more years.
Couple more.
Yeah.
Then you'll be like gray-haired and all that.
Yeah.
Have fun
for
tonight.
sure.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
You run out of candy, Doug, mate.
Photographer.
What?
So this great photographer we have.
Yeah, all them years ago. This is Doug Mate. For anybody who's not familiar with him, he hasn't been here much. Looks like he scared all the kids away because there's no kids.
The best candy.
You got all the candy gone, right? Good luck, Doug.
Thank you.
Costumes, right? So we got, what's your name, hon? Millie. Okay, who thinks that Millie has the best costume?
Yeah!
Okay, what's your name, sweetheart?
Jenny.
Jenny. Who thinks Jenny has the best costume? Ooh, that might be a little better. All right, what's your name, buddy?
Evan.
And this is Evan. Who thinks Evan has the best costume? I think it's unanimous that Evan wins best costume. Thank you to Evan, Jenny, and Millie. And Jason has a little something for you guys for participating and dressing up tonight. Look at that, a couple $20 bills. Huh? All right, how about that? How about a big round of applause for our 3 costume winners here at Midvale Speedway?
Miss, Chief Starter.
We know Terry Clay videotapes a lot, but just not this kind of videotaping. Craig Mishler on the flag stand, and Sam Bingham, and the number 5 of Chris Morgan, getting ready to come to green. Craig Mishler.
Miss, you the man. That's Mr. Craig Warmack on the stand.
Sweeney and McClintock go 3 Elton. Second spot call, 1 Elton. time for the race. Over the second spot, Edwards are your race leader. Just in second, now here comes Bennett. Trying to move up to the third. Regular at number 7. Up in that bottom lane. Regular being Sponsor number 3, and then number 12, Jeff Coycandle from Northeast Ohio, the we are green for Smith and Long. Now, Smith gets on the minor puncture, but Smith wants to race it off for the leader by a half a car length on the top side. Here comes Bennett on the bottom. There's Sports looking good on the bottom. Midvale Speedway, multiple. Here's almost a little bit older on Midvale checkered flag. For 31 and final fill under the 20. Left block with the lead on the outside in that number 9 point. And take the top spot. Now a super actually 31 of John Leisure. Leisure got into the 11 of Shimko, stacking up the field on. Able to get back out for the start of this race. John Leisure, 31. A little bit of contact maybe between him and Jimmy Beatty in the 4. It's 4 right on. So, good run down into turn number 1. On the outside, Mark Watson quickly and then himself out through. And on that one, go back on the racetrack. Shuts the door on Jimmy Beatty. Frank Warren has a left block, 5 legs on Kyle and then Gordon Frank. Start up the racetrack. Up race left block, 4. Racing to Joseph, goes to 11. Number 1, 8 laps in the mini truck division. Green flag. Gardner and Gardner comes back into the second spot. Here comes Liner with a big rub on the outside. Walker going to slam the door on him. Gardner is one in that second spot. Hyder Jr. Here they put it. Here comes Walker. Switches on the 3 line. Walker, Liner can get to it. Now Liner sideways. Safe finish there, 3. Walker going to move up to the second spot. Gardner back to the third. And Scott there. Hyder. Walker kind of running down. And now Gardner's off back. 6th spot. Liner right to the around. Six spot. Walker starting to go on Hyder Jr. Apple this time 4 to go. action. Relay battle up front. Here comes Marty Murphy. Early on the inside. Forrest on the bottom. They're both going to smoke the tires into turn one. No, it's not a straight race. No, it's not a straight race. They're going to look like two seven to one. They're going to take over the race lead. Marty Murphy. Wayne now running the third here in 48 Yeah. Around the speedway area. One-time competitor this year, the full-time competitor last year. A lot of the 21 of Wayne Powell from North Ohio. White flag also out there with the full-time competitor last year, one-time competitor this year. Way up high on turn number 2. Coming to the checkered flag. Fresh left one, 21 of Jacob. Side by side for the race lead. Brandon France that's Silver in fourth. In second spot, Brendan to the inside of the nice move. The inside of Cheaper. France up front at 38. Outside of the 13 of Brandon Friggin. Getting ready to come to green, Morgan and Little Animal on the front row. Off turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Number 1. Little Animal trying to pick off to the bottom.
Number 5 is like Adam's first race car, that Fox Cavalier.
Yeah.
second spot. Five up here, 6:47. Line once again. Now it's Mark on the bottom of three wide field. Mini Truck Division getting ready to go green. Green flag is in the air. The 21 of Dwayne Powell and the 7 of Chris Burke. Warriors already set on number 2. Caution on the speedway. Michael number 3. Eric Courtney going to try the 3 wide Wayne Powell will move up to the second spot. He runs up third, 44. Second, Shaver in third, and Rocky Nails in fourth. Getting ready to go green, Pringle and Richie on the front row of the shotgun racing street stop. Leaking fuel out of that number 7. Second spot, pushing right to the inside of Richie. Up out of the road. The number 21 is Dwayne Powell. The number 72 is Derek Cordia. And the 87 is Andrew Fishburne. So getting ready to come to green, 10-lap non-winners race. Mini truck division getting ready to go green. The 21 of Dwayne Powell and the 87 of Fishburne. So getting ready to come back to green. Gerber. Running Gerber up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes Wayne Powell. Trying to go 3 wide. As far as Gerber. Right race into turn number 3. Cadillac on the outside. Running Gerber 3 out to the race lead. Wayne Powell going to move up to the 2nd spot. Michael Lawrence runs 3rd. 40 and 4th. Pittsburgh is 5th. Gordon Gilbert continues to walk up that left front race, but together. Pittsburgh starting to run some much better laps than that number 87. Powell gets a lot of brakes, folks. Got into Gerber just a little bit through 1 and 2. Gerber able to maintain that race lead. Halfway home, 5 and 5 go. Dunphy and Tedesco coming into turns 3 and 4.
this kind of videotaping. Craig Mishler on the flag stand. Sam Bingham and number 5 of Chris Morgan getting ready to come to green. Listening to the outside of Morgan is the 16M of McDonald. I put Russell right there. Thought he was going to think better of it. Now 3 wide back in the back. Almost 4 wide now. Russell going to take to the second spot. So Shimko and Kai Kendall up front. 21 of Richie, 21 of Cart in row 2, Auville and Beatty row 3. Kai Kendall gets a good run on the outside. Good throw on the bottom. Shimko and Kai Kendall. Turn number 1, and going to take over the race lead to the outside.
Nails from Painesville, Ohio, and the Napa Auto Sales North Shore Seal Coating and Asphalt, sponsor number 18. The 21 is Gage Jayberg. 27 is Britt Van Meter. 112 of Mark Lucius and the 7 of Gabe Pringle. Top Gun Race Street Stock Division, Pringle had the lead until he had some leaking fuel. Now we'll see if he can come from the back of the pack. inside of Marshall, second car. Starting to look at the outside of the